Hey, good morning everybody, it's Mike, and thanks for jumping on here with me this morning as we continue our conversation this week about the most valuable resource you and I have, right? It's our time. It's really the only thing we have to offer people. You. Other than that, you really don't have anything to offer people that's any different than any other agent in Atlanta, right? Just the time that you're willing to spend with people. And the primary way that we manage our time effectively is through a written weekly schedule. And I know many of you resist this. You continue to fight it. And that's a big part of your problem, is the most valuable resource you have, you're not managing correctly. So this week I'm trying to give you some tips on how to have, create, and use an effective weekly schedule so that you can honor all the different priorities that you have in your life. All your personal relationship, your family, your friends, your hobbies and interests, and this thing that you call your real estate business. How do we get all this in to a week in an effective way? Well, we've covered 7 tips so far. Let me run through them real fast. Accounting for all waking hours, number 1. Number 2, put your personal life into the schedule first each week. Number 3, do it in pencilable or erasable ink because it's going to change as we go through the week. Number 4, take at least 1 full day off each week. If we work when we say we're working, this won't be hard. It'll become a lot easier. Number 5, be specific in your activities. How much and by when. Don't watch out for big broad categories like prospecting or phone calls or follow-up. What's that mean? Specifically, what are you going to be doing? What type of prospecting? What kind of phone calls? What type of follow-up activities during that time? And number 6, watch out for those middle of the day time sucks. Lunch meetings, other types of meetings like networking meetings that come right in the middle of the morning or the afternoon. They break up your momentum, they disrupt your entire schedule, and don't forget the law of opportunity cost. While that 2 o'clock activity you can say is valuable, how many other valuable activities are you not able to get done because of that middle of the afternoon interruption? Watch out for those. And number 7 that we've covered so far is, hey, you're a human, aren't you? Make sure that you schedule time for meals so that you eat, and you eat in an appropriate and healthy manner. None of that stuff grabbing it through the drive-thru on the way to running to another appointment. Allow for meal times. You'll eat better, you'll feel better, and you'll have much less stress. Now, going forward, here's my 8th tip for the week in creating an effective written weekly schedule. Make a list of the activities that you want to get accomplished on the side, and then plug each activity into a time area in your schedule. So let's just pick one of my favorites, like creating a new video. Okay, well, what type of video, right? First, be specific in what you want to create, and then what day and time are you going to do that? And plug that into that day and time. Make a list of the activities as specifically as possible on the side. Now, each one of them plug into the day and time when you're going to complete that activity. Number 9 on my list for this week, beware of overly ambitious time blocks in your schedule. I see this all the time in virtually everybody's schedule. And I admire the ambition, I do, but when you put down, I'm just going to use an example here, 3 hours of outbound phone prospecting. Oh, come on. Almost none of us have the stamina to do that. You're not going to go into a room and block out 3 hours consecutively of one phone call after another. That is overly ambitious, and it's not likely to happen. You're likely to get distracted, to get worn out, to have life creep in. Break that up a little bit. Do an hour. Take 15 minutes. Check your emails, voice messages, text, that type of thing. Then go back to it for an hour. and then take another 15 to 20 minute break or diversion. And again, check in, do something different, and then go back to it. If you want to do 3 hours, don't argue with that. I just think 3 hours consecutively without any interruptions is not likely to happen. And then what I see a lot of people do is when I don't honor the unrealistic expectation that I put on myself, then I start hating on myself and calling myself names because I didn't do what I said I was going to do, when that wasn't very realistic to begin with. You know, my analogy for this is, let's say that I wanted to take up running as a hobby. Well, then I do. I want to take up running as a hobby because I want the exercise and that's what I want to do. So then I think tomorrow I'll just go out and run a marathon. How about, right, a little unrealistic. Admire the ambition. The application's a little unrealistic. Why don't you build up to that over a period of time, right? Or you might just injure yourself. My 10th tip for you, and my final one for this morning, is it's Atlanta, Georgia, right? I mean, traffic in this city isn't a news flash. To me, it's more interesting when there's not traffic, right? So these commute times that we all struggle with, I get it. I do get it. Why don't you make those commute times one of the greatest times of your day? There's so many different things to do. I used to have a very long commute, hours every day, and I miss it. I do miss it. Why? I got so much done. I can listen to books, I can listen to podcasts, I can practice my role play and my dialogues and my talking points. I can practice while I'm in the car. I can touch base with people who I want to stay connected to. I could do all those things. And I hear people complain about their commute times all the time. And I think, wow, what a shame. I guess it's just a matter of how you look at it, huh? Because I kind of miss mine, all that stuff I got done during that time that was so effective, helped me so much, and you're complaining about it, I might want to swap with you. These are some tips. Tune in with me tomorrow. Call in. We're going to finish it up tomorrow for the week so that you have like 15 different effective time management tools, strategies at your disposal so that you can just go out there and make it happen for yourself today.